Rawr! I come back to playing Guild Wars 2 after a hiatus, and the next day they do an update patch that cuts the damage of 1000 blades by 0.1%. My damage per second decreased by 3. That puts me at a 2-point DPS disadvantage to an equivalent condition damage build. Rawr! I'm nerfed. Hey there, this is Guild Wars 2. Having a 0.1% nerf isn't the end of the world. This game is also about your skill just as much as it is about your character stats. How well do you play your class? Do you dodge attacks at the right time? Do you position yourself so you don't get surrounded by enemies? Do you utilize range and terrain to your advantage? Do you play with other people so you have strength in numbers? If so, having a minor stat setback isn't likely to kill you. No, but it's the principle. I want to play the best builds that are out there, and I spent so much money on Ascended Zerker gear for my warrior. Now I'll have to go grind and spend money for new Ascended gear. Guild Wars 2 has alternatives to grind. You can change the stats on Ascended weapons and armor by using Mystic Forge recipes. Ascended trinkets can be purchased with guild accommodations that are earned simply by doing guild missions. Ascended trinkets can also be purchased with Living World Season 3 map currencies, which you could grind and farm, but I usually earn them in between participating in map events. And there are some cheap runes and sigils you can use until you build up enough money for the high-end upgrades. Wow, I didn't realize such flexibility existed in this game. I must have missed a lot while I was away, or I simply didn't pay attention to the patch notes while I was playing. Thanks for the tip. Hey, you belong to my guild, don't you? I sure do. I knew you looked familiar. Welcome back to the game. Yeah, I have been away for a while. And now that I'm back, I'm a bit lost. I went to the Silver Waste thinking that it was a happening place, and I saw nobody. I was bored. Try using LFG, looking for group. This game now has a mega server system that adds a copy of a map when it gets full. If your map is empty, there could be another version of that map teeming with activity. If someone is advertising a taxi in LFG, that means they either want to bring people into their map, or they want to join you in your map. Join a party or squad that's advertising, right-click on one of the party members' portraits, and select Travel to Map to join them. When this game first launched, you had to go to third-party sites for LFGs. When ArenaNet released their in-game LFG, it was in beta for the longest time. It sounds like it gets lots of use now. But tell me, what if I don't see anyone advertising? You can advertise on LFG yourself. For instance, I wanted to kill Batani the Massive in the Tangled Depths, but a series of beetle events had to be completed before his fight unlocks. These events had not yet been completed when I arrived. I advertised myself in LFG, and that automatically created a squad for other people to join. I saw someone else standing next to Batani and invited them, and they joined. I advertised in map chat and got someone that way. As we did the events, the LFG advertising brought a few more people into my map. I initially went to Batani expecting to solo him, but it turned out I had 5 other people helping me with that fight. Wow, you're full of good advice, aren't you? I'm glad to have you in my guild. Well, if you need help with anything else, just ask. Can we kill Cormyr yet? No, not yet, but maybe in the next expansion coming out soon. Cantha? No, but it's only a matter of time, right? I mean, how can they not bring back Cantha? I made a friend, and I wanted to donate 5 peach pies to him. I have a stack of 250, but I don't want to give him the whole stack. What do I do? Drag the stack to another inventory slot while pressing the Alt key to create a stack of the size of your choosing. I never would have known that. Thanks. This game has some nice tools, but I didn't know about changing stats for Ascended weapons. or all the nice features of LFG, or any of these nice things. How am I supposed to keep track of everything? Well, you do have a guild. We kept you as a member all this time, and now that you're back, we can help you. If you have a question, just ask in guild chat. Sometimes our guild message of the day has some nifty news bits in it. This is Guild Wars 2. The game's full of helpful guilds. You can be a member of up to 5 guilds total to help you, so you can have a wide social circle. The more the merrier, right? I might do that. But tell me, is every guild as helpful as this one? Well, no. Some may want you to already know all the details of the game before you join. Some only want to play with people that have the same interests, such as competitive play or raids. But Guild Wars 2 players have a reputation for being kind to one another, so it shouldn't be too hard to find a guild you like. And how exactly do I find these guilds? They often advertise in map chat. They will say the name of their guild, what types of content they play, what they expect from their members, any major rules, and the name of someone to contact to join. Keep in mind, some guilds ask for 100% rep, which means they ask you to represent them 100% of the time that you're logged on. Oh, I could never join one of those guilds. I mean, I don't mind joining other guilds, but I don't want to give up this one. Another feature of this game is the ability to access guild chats of guilds you aren't representing, but which you have membership with. So you can represent another guild and still talk to us. If there's too many people from too many guilds chatting, and it's getting distracting, you can select guild chats to disable, but hopefully you would keep ours up if you decide to join another guild and represent them. Wonderful. But tell me, to join a guild, do I have to wait around and stare at map chat all day for someone to advertise themselves? No. You can go to the Guild Wars 2 forums and go to the Looking For threads located in the Community Corner section. This brings up threads for people who are looking for players to join their guild. If you want to create your own guild, this is a good place to advertise it to have people join. Good. This will make it easy for me to join a guild. That means I won't always have to bug you for information. Hey, our guild is more than just a source of information to you, right? I don't know. What else is there to a guild? There's more to guilds than just asking questions in guild chat. We now have guild halls in this game if you want a tangible benefit, such as getting XP boosts from the bartender, material nodes, and merchants. You can join us during our scheduled weekly guild missions, or maybe you can party up with guildies asking for help doing dungeon or story instances. Well, that's nice, but what if I need help and the guildie's not on? I was lost when I came back to this game. Thankfully, you helped me, but if you weren't on, I'd still be lost. Do I need a guild to get around in this game? Not really. For particular questions in which you want an immediate answer for, using map chat is an option, though there's no guarantee someone will respond. For certain advice like playing a particular profession, the forums also has areas to help with such topics. There are plenty of third-party websites that offer help, such as Dolphy and MetaBattle, for various other things like guides and build crafting. There's also the wiki, a nice reference source for basic understanding for how the game works. This is so much to take in. I will process all the information later. In the meantime, I will play on my Zerker Ranger. Why Zerker Ranger? You know that's not meta anymore, right?
What? Zerka Ranger's not meta anymore? Since when? I've read all the recent balance patches. There's nothing to suggest it's not meta anymore. Where'd this come from?
Yeah, another guildie of mine also thought Zerker Ranger was the meta. Then he got his butt kicked in PvP by a Condi Ranger and he bandwagoned over. There's no single change that nerfed Zerker Ranger, so instead use this overall broad formula presented here.
Table flip!